Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your connection to the person they are dealing with and needing to learn the most from right now. We're looking at all three sides of the connection. We've got your energy toward it, their energy toward it, and the energy in between it, the concept being that there are three sides to every story. So looking at your version of the truth, their version of the truth, and this higher level, unbiased truth in the middle, really looking at what is the purpose of this connection and what is the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. As always, I've gone ahead and pulled the overall energy for the reading and clarified those messages, but I do have a different tarot deck that I'll be diving into for each side of this connection, as well as the advice deck that I'll be using in the extended reading. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. Last thing, please remember these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So remember to take what resonates and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. On that note, these energies can absolutely be swapped. So if you resonate more with the energy to my right than to my left, just know that's totally fine and totally normal. Again, the point of this reading is for you to take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And sorry guys, I know that I'm getting your reading to you this is, let's see, it's Tuesday. I usually post them on Saturday. So yeah, like over 3 days late. So sorry about that. I've been catching up on some things in my personal life. My boyfriend and I accidentally just adopted 2 dogs, so bear with me. All right, Scorpio, on your side of this connection, you have 2 of Cups in reverse with transformation. I feel like this connection has put you through a transformation. I feel like specifically because the 2 of Cups in reverse feels like separation. Now, these 2 energies could be completely separated, or you've pulled back your energy, or even if these 2 energies are together, there's still this distance between them. And through this, I feel like you've changed a lot as a person, almost. Like, I don't know necessarily if it's that the separation was the catalyst for that, or if it just kind of happened because of time. But I do feel like if this is showing up in your energy still, then there's still something that you need to know about it, or something that needs to be seen or heard regarding it. This person, they have trust with the Ace of Cups in reverse. So I feel like this person has trust issues. And because of that, I feel like they suppress a lot of how they feel about you and just about other things. Like they're not necessarily vulnerable or open about themselves emotionally. And I feel like that's because they do struggle with this trust here. And I feel like because of that, they probably pushed this connection away in some way, shape, or form, but we'll definitely see more when we dive into tarot. In between this connection, you both have shadow with the devil in reverse. So this connection triggers both people a lot. And because that shadow side is going to be that unhealed, triggered version of you. And we all have one. We all have a shadow, and we have to learn to love our shadow and accept our shadow. But sometimes in order to learn to love and accept our shadow has to be brought out from the shadows. It has to be brought to the surface. And typically that happens through our relationships, and not just the romantic ones, but our relationships across the board. And so I do feel like this connection brought out both shadows here, kind of, very triggering, maybe kind of 0 to 100. Things got a little bit more intense and emotional than they typically get in your connections. And with the devil in reverse here, I feel as if there is some sort of devil that is blocking either blocked or is blocking this connection. That could be addiction, it could be mental health, it could be third parties in other ways. But this devil, I feel like, came out when the shadow happened. So when the shadow was triggered, the devil was brought to the surface. And that might sound vague, but bear with me when we jump into tarot, or as we jump into tarot. Okay. All right, Scorpio, let's start by looking at your side of this connection. You have transformation with the 2 of Cups in reverse. This is for Scorpio's side of this connection, please. Scorpio's side of this connection, clarifying transformation with the 2 of Cups in reverse. This is for Scorpio's side of this connection, please. And even if like you haven't gone necessarily through like a personal transformation, which I feel like these kind of go hand in hand, but I feel like it's like you've gone through this like even like perspective shift, like the way that you view things has changed, which typically leads to, you know, personal transformations, perspective shifts. But okay, you have the Fool in reverse with the Nine of Cups in reverse here. I feel like you're having trouble creating a new beginning since this connection took place. And the more that I'm pulling here, because you have the Death card here on the back of the deck, the more that I'm starting to think this is a past connection, or that like the past connection that existed between these two people has ended and things feel different now. There's, you know, some change in the way that these two energies interact. But what I'm seeing on your side here is with the Nine of Cups in reverse, I feel like you kind of have a pretty negative outlook on some sort of new beginning, whether that be with this person or with someone else. It's like you feel like you can't start over because you'll never be able to find love like this again, or you feel like, um, you know, if this doesn't, if since this didn't work out, or if this doesn't work out, that you're never going to receive the love that you deserve. Like, I feel like it's been hard for you to create a new beginning for yourself, both within this connection or without, because I feel like it's hard for you to see past the shadow that this connection brought to the surface. But let's get more, because I think there's going to be a lot that comes through in this reading. This already kind of feels like a pretty deep reading. All right, Scorpio side of this connection. It's like even if you want to move on, or you want to create a new beginning, or you want to start over, like you can't. Scorpio side of this connection. It's like you're waiting for things to change. So you have the Eight of Wands, the Temperance, and the Eight of Swords. You're waiting for things to change here. Either in this connection, or like you're waiting for another opportunity to present itself. But then you're waiting, but you still have this Eight of Swords. So your limiting beliefs are still manifesting. So what you believe is possible for you when it comes to love is still manifesting, and that keeps you, it's like that's why you're holding on here. It's like you either don't believe that anything better is going to come along, or you think that it has to be this person, or else you're not going to be, you know, loved or happy the way that you desire to be. It just feels like you're waiting for forward movement. Now, whether that's in this connection or outside of this connection, I'm not sure, and I feel like it's going to differ for each individual in the collective. But I do feel like there's this energy of like waiting for things to change, or waiting for either this person to come toward you or something. The Scorpio side of the connection, or another opportunity in love maybe, but like that's what I mean by this new beginning. It's like you haven't been able to find your way into some sort of new beginning. So Scorpio side of the connection. I also feel, Scorpio, like you've changed a lot since this. There's the Empress and the Emperor. And then you have the King of Cups here. So I actually, like, you view this person as like your match. And remember, this is your perspective. This is not the truth of the connection. We haven't looked at it in between. But it's like you see this person as like your only match in some way. But then you have the High Priestess in reverse, which means there's this energy of not fully listening to our intuition here. I feel like I'm uncovering some sort of puzzle. Putting together a puzzle, I guess, but like uncovering something. It's like piece by piece. All right, Scorpio side of this connection. So you view this person as your match, and maybe that's why since the separation, you've been waiting for things to come back together, because you think that it has to be this person. You and this person have to work out, or else you're not going to receive what it is that you desire in love. Wands for Scorpio side of the connection to the person they're dealing with. Ace of Wands in reverse, the 10 of Wands, and there is that High Priestess. Four of Swords in reverse. See, because you're tired, your soul is tired of how things have been going in this connection. But it feels like with the Ace of Wands in reverse and the 10 of Wands, it's like, but your actions have stayed the same. If you always do what you've always done, you're always going to get what you've always gotten in love. Let me get more on this Ace of Wands in reverse. Because it feels like, or actually, no, that's not what I want to clarify. I want to clarify this 10 of Wands. I want to clarify this 10 of Wands for Scorpio's side of this connection. Because this connection, it makes you feel very burdened, like very weighed down, very heavy. Clarifying this 10 of Wands. What it feels like, Scorpio, if I'm being completely honest with you here, it feels like this connection kind of holds you back. Yeah. But so yeah, you are stuck. Because it does. It holds you back here. But this Eight of Swords in reverse, which is actually my favorite card in tarot, this is talking about working through those limiting beliefs. It's like you're not going to be able to change the reality of this connection or of other connections, either, change the reality of this connection or attract into your life new connections until you work through these limiting beliefs that have kept you stuck in the energy that you're in right now. Because remember, you don't have a very positive outlook on the future here when it comes to your relationships. And it's because of this connection. So I understand that that's natural, but it might be the reason why things haven't changed. This is Scorpio's side of this connection. Scorpio's side of this connection. The Knight of Swords with the Emperor in reverse. I want more on this. Because you know this person's running. That's what it comes down to. You know this person's running, so it's like you're trying to wait for them to stop running. I get more here. On the Knight of Swords and the Emperor in reverse. It's like you know they're running because you want the Three of Cups. You want reconciliation here, Scorpio. But it's kept you stuck in this cycle with this person. Okay, these are interesting messages. It's like you know that they're running. You know that they're not being fully honest about how they feel. You know that they have a tendency to suppress their emotions. You know all of that. And it's like you're waiting for them to change or for them to heal or for them to do something here. This is Scorpio's side of this connection. Okay, I feel like I need to. This is the last message for Scorpio's side of this connection, please. This is Scorpio's side of this connection. Scorpio's side of this connection, please. The Seven of Cups, that's upright. The Judgment in reverse. This is like, okay, it's like you're seeing things through the lens of emotion right now. You're not seeing things through the lens of like there's something, because the Judgment in reverse is something that needs to be seen behind the circumstances, something that needs to be brought to the surface. Something that needs to be seen. Because of the Seven of Cups, it's like, I feel like you're very overwhelmed. You're very, very unsure. I feel like this connection makes you feel a lot of things, and it makes you second guess your intuition here. And it's like your higher self is trying to get you to move forward, but it's like for some reason you're staying stuck. And maybe this is not happening consciously, because remember, 95% of our movements, choices, and decisions stems from our subconscious, right? Only 5% of the way that we interact with our reality is conscious. But it feels like there's something that needs to be seen about this connection. Something here. All right, this person's energy towards Scorpio, clarifying trust with the Ace of Cups in reverse. This person's energy towards Scorpio, clarifying trust with the Ace of Cups in reverse, please. This person's energy towards Scorpio, please. Ten of Pentacles, Seven of Wands in reverse. Hang on. I want more on this Ten of Pentacles. It's like they have a very... Well, hang on. Ten of Pentacles with the Seven of Wands in reverse. There's that Emperor in reverse. So this is the reason behind their running. Because with the Ten of Pentacles, that's funny, because we had the Emperor in reverse with the Knight of Swords over here. So this is like the reason behind their running. It's like, I'm trying to think of the best way to describe this. They have a very surface level idea of what love and relationships is. A lot of people mistake attraction for connection. And attraction in chemistry is not the same as emotional connection, right? And I feel like this person, it's not that they don't have that, but I don't know why this is coming up. So bear with me. Again, I feel like I've said that so many times in this reading. Just putting together the pieces here. But what I'm getting at is it feels like they look for the surface level idea of love. And when that wears off, because, attraction does, eventually, not that attraction wears off necessarily, but that, like, the intense feelings that you feel at the beginning of a connection, right? Those eventually will wear off. And what's going to be left is the connection. It's going to be the emotional connection that has been built with the effort of both people. And that's how you sustain long-term relationships. When someone relies solely on external aspects of a connection, the physical attraction, the butterflies, that side of connection, well, eventually that's going to go away. And if they haven't developed an emotional connection within the relationship, then they're not going to fight for it, because they're going to go look for whoever can provide them with that surface level attraction kind of connection. And what I feel like this is saying is this person with the Ace of Cups in reverse, doesn't really know how to form and develop those emotional, deeper level connections. And when you're dealing with someone like that, typically the reason for that is they have never experienced it, and so they don't know, like, it's like they don't know how to create it, and they have their own reasons for the emotional unavailability and their own traumas and things like that, but it's like this person's emotional unavailability causes them to look for love in the wrong places. And I feel like that's kind of what happened in this connection. It's like those intense feelings that happen at the beginning in connection eventually wore off because, well, they always do. And it's like instead of trying to deepen the emotional connection, I feel like they ran from it in order to try to find whoever can make them feel that surface level attraction. I feel like these are really weird messages. So I'm hoping they're resonating with someone out there. This person's energy towards Scorpio. And it's not that they don't have feelings for you. So that's not what I'm saying. It's that there's a difference between like emotional and physical attraction. Yeah, because look at that with the Ten of Cups. It's like they saw this long-term potential. You could be dealing with an air sign, Libra, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Sorry. But either way, this card here, it's like this person, they live their life very much in their head, and they allow their fear to really get the best of them, especially when it comes to their emotional side. Like, I feel like they don't really have much of an emotional side. They're very logical, they're very analytical, like they're very it's like they don't know how to feel. They don't know how to be vulnerable. They don't know how to open up to that side of them. Now, that's because of their own fear with the moon here. And that has very little to do with you, and it has more to do with their own, again, like kind of emotional stuntedness. Um, but this fear associated is what keeps them pushing away. It's like when it gets hard. That's what I'm trying to get at, is like in the beginning of connections, it's typically pretty easy, right? It's fun. You're in that honeymoon phase. You know, it's easy. But then when things get hard, I feel like this person has a tendency to run because they haven't developed this emotional awareness within themselves to be able to work on the connection past that surface level aspect. So it's like, because like when I feel like things got hard in this connection, things got triggering, things got difficult. They were no longer easy. They were no longer fun. Not that you can never get that back. That's not what I'm saying. But um, it's like, and because of that, it's like they gave up almost. I feel like they gave up on this connection when it got hard. Which is this person not wanting to face themselves, right? Which means that them running from you is them running from themselves, from the reasons that they push away love, the reasons that they are emotionally unavailable. This person's energy towards Scorpio. This person's energy towards Scorpio, please. You're definitely still on their mind. But I also feel like they know the ball is in their court, so to speak, like the decision is in their hands about whether or not this connection has a new beginning. Um, and I feel like they like that control, because that control means that whether or not they get hurt is up to them. And I feel like they, all the whole reason that they're pushing this away is they're afraid of pain, right? They're afraid of facing themselves. They're afraid of facing the pain associated with that, and they're afraid of getting hurt. That's why they're not able to open up fully. Is they're afraid of getting hurt. And maybe they've had past experiences where they've gotten hurt, because again, they do have trust issues here. So maybe something that happened in a past connection that created those trust issues. But it's really important to understand and to remember that that isn't your baggage to bear. And you deserve someone, and I will say this in all of my readings, you deserve someone who is willing to show up for you even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. Because if you're dealing with someone who's only there when it's easy and when it's fun, then that's not a real relationship. Someone who shows up and is willing to have the hard conversations and is willing to be vulnerable, is willing to, work on things, that's someone who you deserve. Now, to take it a step further, sometimes people just straight up are not capable of that because they haven't developed, like I said, the emotional or self-awareness to be able to do that kind of self-reflection and inner work that's required in order to sustain a healthy connection. And so I feel like that's where it's like this person kind of knows that it's the choice is up to them in a way. And again, with the Emperor in reverse, I feel like they like that control because it's it keeps them in control. It keeps whether or not they get hurt or whether or not things work out or don't work out. I feel like it keeps that within their control. This person's energy toward Scorpio. Now, this could be someone who even has a tendency to create conflict and push you away out of the hopes that you will chase them because they like that control, right? I mean, I don't know what kind of level of toxicity we're dealing with here, but I do feel like this person has a tendency to veer towards toxicity in their relationships. This person towards Scorpio. They're not a bad person. It's not what I'm saying. I just don't know if they have healed enough to be able to love you, Scorpio, the way that you deserve. And there's the King of Cups in reverse. And this is what I don't like to see. Because this is when you start veering on the side of emotional abuse. Emotional manipulation, gaslighting, leading you on, telling you what you want to, what they, think you want to hear in order to keep you attached. And I feel like with the Two of Cups in reverse, it's like maybe they've even been doing this throughout the separation, like breadcrumbing, because this King of Cups is definitely their energy. And that's what I feel like you're needing to see. That's because this is the same Judgment in reverse. What you're needing to see and to recognize is their treatment of you through the lens of clarity, not through the lens of rose-colored glasses. I feel, Scorpio, like you have a tendency to really give this person the benefit of the doubt, especially if you know their past and you understand why they are the way they are. But I feel like just when you, no matter how you slice it, this King of Cups in reverse energy, yes, you can have empathy for someone who has that kind of treatment towards people, but that does not mean that unconditional love and unconditional empathy does not equal unconditional tolerance. You never have to tolerate that kind of behavior, and the universe always has someone better for you that won't treat you that way, as long as you're willing to be open to it. This person's energy towards Scorpio. This person's energy towards Scorpio, please. Oh. So there's that Seven of Cups. Because here's the thing. They don't know what they want. They don't know what they want for the long term. So they're, creating insurance policies for the short term. I feel like they are kind of keeping you at arm's length, but just close enough that if they wanted to reach out, they would still be able to grab a hold of you. Now, something that, I want every person on this channel to learn, not just on this channel, but every person in general, is that you deserve to be more than just an option. And I'm not necessarily saying that this person only views you as an option and that that's like the only way they feel about you, but I feel like what it comes down to is commitment issues, trust issues. And maybe you know all that. And maybe that's why you're willing to wait until, they figure out their stuff, but I can tell you again, that's not fair to you. And when you invest in someone who provides you with this kind of energy, you're going to continue, like I said it at the beginning of the reading. When we were looking at your energy, if you always do what you've always done, you will always get what you've always gotten. If you allow yourself to stay stuck in this cycle with this person, things are never going to change. This person's energy towards Scorpio. This person's energy towards Scorpio, please. They don't want things to fully end. They don't want to fully lose you, but they also don't want to commit to the fullest extent. They don't want to lose you, but they don't want to give you all of them. And I do not like that. It's a very immature view of the world. It's a very entitled view of the world. It's a very selfish view of the world. Now, maybe they don't realize that's what they're doing. Maybe they're full on in survival mode and they're just looking for somebody to love them, anybody who can provide them with that feeling that, exists at the beginning of connections. I don't know. I'm not trying to be mean towards this person. It's true. That's a very selfish way of approaching connections. And I think that when you hold on to somebody out of the hopes of like, well, maybe this will happen if like other things don't work out or if nothing better comes along or whatever the case is. I mean, the thing is it's not that you're not good enough. It's that nothing's going to be good enough for this person because no matter what, they're going to have that view of not committing unless something better comes along. They're always going to be looking for better, no matter what that is. And I feel like they're stuck in their own personal cycle, right? And you've gotten caught in that cycle with them. And that's not fair to you. You deserve, like I said, someone who treats you like you are their number one choice. You are not replaceable in their eyes. It's something that they're willing to fight for, that they're willing to put in the work for. And that person, if that is what you desire in a relationship and in a connection, I'm not saying just from this person, but just in general, that's very much possible for you. But I do feel like there's a need to, I don't know, like, well, honestly, I don't want to speak on that because I haven't pulled cards yet. So we'll look when we look at the in between this connection. So you have Shadow with the Devil in reverse. I'm going to hop on over to the extended. We'll pull 9 different messages, and then I have an advice card to pull at the end. Thank you so much, Scorpio, as always, for your support of my channel. I do hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Scorpio.